What's up? See, I changed it. I can change. Sup, bro, sup. Yo.
I go what?
How do you do, fellow kids?
What? I'm a teenager, okay? I'm angsty and all that stuff. Yeah.
Do you like The Wizard of Oz and old retro musicals?
Fuck yeah. That's my jam, bro.
Honestly, I do not know what to say. I want to say something witty to come back, but I just don't think it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it.
Cut. Well, hello there. See? I'm an actor. I can do this. No wonder I don't get any speaking roles. I just die in everything. But anyway, we're back. This is Agatha All Along, episode, blah, 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 I don't know. 6, 5, 7, 8, I don't know.
It's 6.
Thank you.
Episode
It is
6.
It's episode 6. I knew that. Like, they didn't know I knew it. And the OG crew is back because guess what, bitches? Shut up, Tommy's here. Sup?
Tommy!
Hello.
Hello there.
Don't
Was that
steal
fast for
my
you to say?
I'm
line.
not going to.
It's you're stealing my line. What are you doing?
How dare you? How dare you?
Anyway, we have Ben, who's once again safe because there were no boobies and butts.
Yes, hello. I'm here.
And we have Ian.
What's up, Lily?
Sup, bro.
What's
Sup.
up?
Sup.
Never say that again.
I'm not sure. It looks like a ceiling.
Yes, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. And Ben. I'm just so used to saying thank you, Tom, to it when something bad happens. I didn't actually say Ben when he was the one who made the bad joke. Thank you.
Yeah, he went along with your bit, and I just insulted you. So like, different levels.
It's levels.
Anyway, Lily K. Yeah. I'm
Lily K. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lily K. Yeah.
Lily K. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay.
LKY. Lily K. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to the show eventually.
Yeah, we will at some point. That about the 30 minutes mark. No, anyway, we should be more serious. This is a serious discussion, so please behave, guys, because this is ridiculous now. Okay?
Yeah, Ben.
I apologize.
Like, what are you doing? So, very seriously, we're gonna talk about this episode without spoilers first, because we are very serious here. Shut up, Tom. You're back. So we're gonna start. What did you think without spoilers?
I thought it was interesting. It's like I liked how it's connects a bunch of dots that we've been getting both in the end of WandaVision and throughout this series show so far. I like it how it feels more like a sequel to WandaVision after every episode instead of just like a referencing stuff. It feels like this is a direct continuation. And yes, some of the reveals were cool. My only thing that I like really didn't like was there was some monkey CGI, and there was one bit in particular where I just kept looking at the background. I'm like, you shot this on like the volume thingy, because it did not, to me, just kept looking not quite real, and the characters just stood out. But overall, enjoyed it enough.
Let's remember that this is the cheapest Marvel show they made, and I think that they are still doing great. Just
Yeah, like. Yeah, but
I know
what
like, you're talking about, by the way.
Yeah, everything else it's been looking great so far. It's just because this one bit didn't look as great, it just stood out so much more to me.
Yeah.
Everything else being so practical, so when you don't have a practical thing, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, agreed. Ian, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I enjoyed myself. It was a standard mid-season slow down after a big reveal episode with quite a lot it's a standard flashback episode. It's designed for filling in some facts that you didn't know before. It all made sense, most of it anyway, and it was okay. I'm not like over the moon with this one because I knew what I was expecting. I said last week I was expecting a flashback episode,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what we got, and yeah, it didn't really diverge from that. The tone was serious Marvel, fill in the gaps, not scary Marvel like I wanted the Halloween thing. So yeah, it's not disappointing. It's just back to where I was expecting it to be today, rather than wowing me.
Ben, what did you think?
I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Yeah, this was a good episode. I appreciated this one. Like, there's a lot of teen drama. I quite enjoyed how this episode liked to fill in a load of blanks from previous episodes and explained a long-running mystery. And there was a lot of really good stuff. There's like one scene in particular really made me quite happy, which we'll go into later. But it really allowed us to see Katherine Hines' like acting ability on full display, and I really like this episode. I think this is just yet another episode where I just look at it and go, this is really good TV. And I've been doing that for like practically the whole show except for episode 1, which was like, well, okay. So yeah, this episode was really good. And I think that if you showed everybody the episode before this one and this one back to back, you'd probably think, hey, that this is what's going to get me into some good Marvel television.
This is such good shit.
I really loved it. I think this was one of the best episodes so far. Like, I know I said that last week as well, but I enjoyed both of these last 2 episodes very much so. But this one was really tickling my brain in a very good way. Where I was like, "Ooh, this is good. Like, this is good TV." And it didn't like. The best thing about it was that it didn't feel forced in any way. It actually made more sense as it got into it deeper, and I was like, if they give this up, this might be the best Marvel TV show that we got so far. So I'm very much now even more excited to see what's to come for the last remaining episodes, because it's very intriguing in a very good way. So
That's pretty high praise. Best
It is.
TV show of Marvel. In the Disney Plus era or
yes,
the Netflix and
no,
Disney
no,
Plus?
in the new Disney Plus era. But
But-
it still need to, that last 3 episodes, 3, right? It is 3.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It still needs to come out for me to be like, yes. But so far, with this episode especially, I'm like,
They're gonna have to pull out something really special if they want a best Loki season 2 for me.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, it's not doing that good for me to beat like Loki.
we'll see. I see the potential to get something great. Who knows? We're gonna wait and see, I guess. But anyway, let's get into the spoilery stuff, because that's the fun part. So, if you haven't seen the new episode of Agatha All Along just yet, go watch it and then come back and watch us, because we are very funny and very serious.
Oh,
Let's get into the
One eternity later.
Audio podcast, guys.
oh yeah, I forgot.
Dance.
Just put in the, because this is literally the when Anthony Mackie and Elizabeth Olsen was on one of the talk shows, and Mackie just went like it's just Wanda in the background raving to something.
She's at a rave the whole movie.
Yeah.
Whole movie.
One of my favorite moments. Love them. But yes, let's transition and talk about spoilery good stuff about episode 6 of Agatha All Along. Flashback episode, just like Ian said, and we're going to get into the best things about this episode, starting from the very beginning, where we're back in the past and we're meeting William, who's our teen, as it turns out, and I was immediately like, yeah, my theory about this whole Billy thing was not correct at all. I was like, whoops. Well, that's, it is what it is. So I was very intrigued to see like how they're gonna sort the entire thing out. But basically, just long story short for the beginning, and then we're going to talk about it in length. Basically, we get to meet William. William talks to Lilia.
Lilia.
Li-
Yes.
I keep calling her
Congratulations,
Lydia.
Lily.
I'm such a
It's so
professional.
close to your name as well. Come on.
I know.
Yeah, if it was any one of them you would remember, it would have to be the one who shares most of the characters in your name.
Well, we've got Willily, Billily, and Lily.
I'm
Why did
everywhere.
you add an extra?
I know,
Billy?
like
Why did you go Billy?
Anyway, I'm everywhere. That's the main point. So the team meets Lilia, and then there's the whole like you have 2 lifelines, and I was like, there it is. And obviously this is where we join into the WandaVision storyline as well, as they are running away as Westview. The whole thing is changing. They're running away from their own party. An accident happens. The teen dies basically, and Billy Maximoff is taking over his body, but not entirely. So that's the first half we're going to talk about. And I'm going to start with Iain this time and ask Iain, like, what did you think of this whole, like, segment revealing all this, how Billy came back into the picture?
All of this episode, but we'll start where we start. But all this episode just tells me that William Kaplan was basically put on this earth to become Billy Maximoff. Everything about him is Billy Maximoff in this show. It's all set up for him to be. It's his special day. He has a witch at his birthday party, and his name's William. It's Billy. Well, when we get to the house later on, there's loads of other stuff that makes me think it's all set up to be him being Billy Maximoff in the end. But it feels either fated in some sort of way, where you might find another flashback episode later on to say why it was fated for this guy to become Billy Maximoff, or it's a little bit too convenient for me.
I don't agree, because I think they already like told what we need to know with the 2 lifelines on his palm. So it's definitely, I think it's like you're correct. Like he was literally put on this earth to become a vessel for Billy Maximoff. I didn't have any problem with that, like especially with that explanation and with that scene with Lilia. So I think you're correct. I don't think it needs any more extra info about that, basically.
Can I just talk about his dad for a sec? Because I don't trust him. Because I don't know, and the only reason why I don't trust him, he's probably a really nice guy, but like I can't see him in anything else since Prison Break and not think that he's an absolute dickhead. He might be a really nice guy in this. He probably is. He looks a really nice guy. His beard does a lot for him to make him like approachable and stuff.
Yes.
But he's always going to Paul Kellerman, and he's always going to try and screw over Michael Scofield. And I don't really like that about him.
911 send. You really think you're going to get to 4 buttons before I get to 1?
It's not the same.
But the vibes are still there. Like because I agree. I don't trust the dad. I don't like either of the parents. Like just their vibes just seem a bit off. It's just like
Because it's not Wanda and Vision, so it's like already like.
Am I the only one who thought they were just standard parents and won't have any bearing on anything at all?
Oh, it's not that I think they'll like turn to evil villains or they're part Mephisto or something. That was that shit.
Nah.
It's just like they just seemed like gave me the vibe of like I don't like you.
I just didn't really care about them, to be honest. I'm like, okay, they're there, but like I don't. I would like to say that I don't think they're essential to this at all. They needed to be there, obviously, but they're not like essential part of who William or Billy is. Ben, what did you think?
It's clear that Lydia's got a lot more to do with what's going on, but like
Lilia.
Lilia. Yes, Lilia. She's got a lot more to do with what's going on, but I don't think she even knows what she's doing. And I think that she forgets everything that she like foretells like moments after from what she was saying. Because the way that she was acting like she's like, I don't know his name, I don't know anything about him. Here's his coat. I don't even remember I put a sigil on him.
Yeah, that's the whole point, though. That's the point of the sigil. But even the witch that put it on, Agatha explained it, that will forget that she put it on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that currently.
But it looks like she's just did it purely to like be like, well, if I don't do this, Agatha's going to murder this kid the moment she meets him.
She saw the future of where, so she knows that Wanda's kid possesses, like he dies and gets possessed by Wanda's kid. And Wanda's kid has power equal to Scarlet Witch. So then if his power isn't like hidden from other witches, they'd be like, hey, giant power source, either big danger, hill, or power battery, siphon.
Yeah.
So she put the sigil on so then no one can know who it was and what power he has, so then he's safe.
It was a protection thing.
At least that's my thought.
Yeah, it was a protection thing, or she foresaw further ahead and knew that he's going to be needed in this situation.
But it's like, it's weird that she wouldn't see, you know, what happened last time where they supposedly all get like quicksanded. Like, it's weird that if she saw his future, she wouldn't foresee that specific situation.
She's not dead.
I mean, she's probably not dead, no, but the show sure wants us to think she's dead.
It could also be the fact that she can see someone else's future, but she can't see her own.
Yeah, exactly. After this episode, I got like my whole thing about like Wanda being behind all of this got a little bit in doubt. But then at the same time, I just can't imagine them making Wanda into this big thing, because they obviously realize that everyone loves Elizabeth Olsen because she's fucking great, only to kill her off. I refuse to believe that. So I think if it was not Wanda behind Billy getting there, because that's now obviously from this episode, maybe it is through Lilia, because the whole like it already happens here before the sigil, before everything, that she is saying stuff that she doesn't remember saying.
The tower reversed.
I thought you were reading my palm.
So I'm like, is that Wanda? Is this how she's gonna get connected? I refuse to believe. Like, I know they are trying to force it down on our throat that she is dead, but I refuse to believe that they just killed off one of their best characters, basically.
My death was greatly exaggerated.
The connection is kind of weird that it's about 2 days beforehand from Billy turning up that Wanda supposedly dies. And for some reason, after she's dead, Agatha gets forced into detective mode. Like, she goes from being nosy neighbor to being a detective. That only happens.
We don't know that, Ben. Like, we don't know what she was doing before.
Exactly, yeah.
Before she found Wanda's body.
We do know that she was still doing a nosy neighbor routine because the guys who were her neighbors mentioned that in episode 1.
What have I been doing all this time?
Well, you mostly been a good neighbor, a bit too casual with your boundaries.
Call me nosy, I'll cut out your tongue.
No, it's implied that she's doing a lot of weird stuff. It's not implied that she's stuck in the nosy neighbor thing. It feels more like that she was stuck in like different situations, like Wanda was in WandaVision. So I think it just kept changing.
Well, I don't know. I find it really strange how in episode 1 she starts becoming a detective the moment it's implied that Wanda's dead, and it's supposedly her body. But you know. And then Billy shows up immediately after. I don't know. It all seems like a big, long string of coincidences that seems a bit far-fetched to say they're not all connected to me. I think something's pulling the strings. I don't necessarily think it's Wanda. I think it's somebody else. Possibly Rio.
I think they've said Wanda's dead one too many times that I don't think she's dead. Like, if they at the start they had Wanda's body dead and then just moved on, And maybe mentioned it once with when Billy was revealed, sure. But like what they said
It
like
keeps
5
happening.
times now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Scarlet Witch is dead. Your mama's dead. It's like, okay, she not dead.
Nah, no, I
But
refuse. I refuse
As
to
this
believe that.
as this episode shows at the end of this point, though, a witch can put their consciousness, if it's mentally based, into somebody else. Because it just happened with Billy. Could it have happened with Wanda?
That is a good shout. I don't think it's Lilia though, because Lilia
No,
was
no,
having
no.
visions whilst the hex was going on.
I believe, and here's my wacky theory, that it's Agatha.
I don't know.
But you
How
also
would
have to
that
be
make
dead.
sense?
Yeah.
Well, because of something that happens later on in this episode, which I'm going to bring up. That's my wacky theory right now, is that Wanda's jumped ship into Agatha's mind, but it's probably too weak to do much.
I did find it neat how they showed William die and then become Billy, like with the heartbeat. Like you hear the heartbeat slowly fade as like William Kaplan died, and then it just sort of like jumps back in like Billy. It's like, wow, Tommy.
Tommy!
I like that.
Yeah, it was so cool.
That was cool. Did they just swerve because like the parent wasn't paying attention? Is that why
Yes.
they swerved, or did?
Yeah.
At the same time, the hex was retracting, and they were going, "Oh my god, the hex is
Yeah.
retracting!" And then, oh no, I swerved across
That's
the road.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want to show it wasn't like someone jumped in front of them. It's just like,
No.
I'm fine with not getting too much more on William because I don't think we'll ever see him again because
No.
he died.
I don't know. I feel like William's still in there as much as Billy is.
I think he's dead.
He's dead.
I think he's dead.
He's like,
Yeah, he died and then became an empty vessel, as Agatha said, and then Billy's like, "Ooh, free bod, yo, sick, bruv," and then just went into it.
Exactly. I think what can be the case, because obviously it is implied that maybe William is dead, but his memories is obviously like still there, and that's what confuses Billy, and that's why he is not sure about like who he is, because there are like implications of that very heavily. But we're gonna get into that in a moment. But yes, obviously they swap bodies. They get back home.
Alice turned up as the first responder of the
yes.
Yeah, the police officer.
It was a very brief moment, to be fair. So I was like,
I don't really know the significance. Like they kept showing the people in the coven, but none of them really, apart from Lilia, Alice and Jen were just and Mrs. Hart were just like throw-ins, really.
Wait a minute, that was Alice?
Yeah, it was Alice.
Yeah, it was Alice.
Oh, I totally missed that.
I think it was just to show that they've interacted with him before
already.
Like, hey, he's seen them before.
Yeah, I think so too. Like nothing else, or just to like get them into more scenes. I don't know. But yes, anyway, we move on, and we get to the crucial point of basically Billy making the decision after starting to hearing the thoughts of his parents, that he's just gonna pretend that he's fine, and then we have a nice little 3-year time jump, and we get to the whole investigation of who I am kind of stuff.
And quickly, I want to just quickly go back.
Yes.
Really quickly.
Yes.
The setup of Billy Kaplan being Billy Maximoff shown throughout his room and the house. He was doing a Halloween costume of a Sorcerer Supreme on the wall. We were talking about Houdini posters on the wall. There's even posters for Alice in Wonderland where they go down a hole and end up in a magical world. It just seems so coincidental if it's not fate.
It's fate.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly think it is. But yes, we get the greatest scene, and one of the best people is back. It is Evan Peters coming back as Ralph Bohner. Best fucking scene. I was so happy. I knew it was going to be him. Immediately, I was like, it's going to be Ralph Bohner. I'm telling you, it's going to be. And then he showed up, and it's brilliant. I also like, because I said this already, I'm going to say my thoughts first because now I'm selfish. I'm a teen. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what's happening. I'm just tired. Okay, just deal with it. But I said this before, and it stands still, that I love that this show doesn't shy away from showing that what Wanda did to Westview is seriously affected people, and now we get to look at someone who was even more affected than everyone else, because he was not only affected by Wanda but also by Agatha as well, having to do seriously awful stuff, to be honest, and manipulating kids and killing a dog, which is like
yeah, that was very nice.
That's so
Man,
bad.
Agatha lied in her song. And I killed him. No, you made him kill him. No, it wasn't you.
But basically he says that he had to, like, dig a hole for a dog.
Yeah.
So like it's probably it was Agatha still, but it was nice to see that yes, once again, here are the consequences of Wanda's actions, and it was a nice like wink back to WandaVision, saying that sure, you watched a very good series, but what you did was awful, and it was like really awful to a lot
It
of
was
people.
fucked up.
It was fucked up, and
It's pretty fucked, eh?
just again, I have to praise Evan Peters being fucking great. Just so good. I love him. He's the best. He's the best. So that's my thoughts.
Before I say why Evan Peters is really, really great, I just want to quickly jump back and just say I really liked how they showed Billy's progressive use of his powers over like that when he first got home, and then like the 3 years later. Like I like how he sort of like was feeling stuff out and then quickly got a hang of it, and it's like okay, and that's when he went to Ian Kaplan. Also liked how him and his boyfriend tried to work stuff out, and he had like the whole like Reddit spread out pieces of paper, which also had Jen in there, which is next to another person. That was fun. But no, Ralph Bohner is fucking hilarious, and I enjoyed that. Is one of my favorite scenes just because of him. However, this is also the scene where I thought they just shot it on a volume and it looked pretty shitty. Like they look like a completely fake parking garage. Especially like when they're talking with Ralph about all this stuff. It's just like I'm like, cool, I want to be invested, but also like I just kept looking at like the obviously fake like parking garage. I'm like, oh, I get it, budget limitations, but that was a CGI background that just stood out so much to me. But besides that, I liked how it further showcased like how fucked but two witches messing with your mind can be, even though he had his priorities a bit off, because like my Blu-ray collection, she can keep it. It's like okay, mate, whatever you want there. Whatever. Yeah,
it's still his
like
house,
it.
man. His whole house.
Yeah.
His whole house, but like he didn't specify, oh, I'm not going back to my house or like my family heirlooms. Oh, my Blu-ray collection.
I would be the same. Like, I would be like Rolf, like my
I mean,
fucking
true.
Blu-rays are still here. Like, come on.
My neurons are firing. My neurons are firing. Was it every time Agatha picked up one of his Blu-rays, she switched to a new TV show?
Nah.
It can't be.
Nah,
It can't
come
be.
on. Nah, come on.
Yeah, come on. What you talking about?
What are you talking about, my friend?
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
We should start a group, like a singing group, but without with speaking.
Come on.
Come on.
But yeah, overall, I liked it. I think the intimacy coordinator, which I know, I was like, oh yeah, Agatha Rio sex. I think it's when Ralph was patting them down.
No. It was definitely the kiss. It was
the kiss. Yeah.
It was the kiss. Oh, true, they did kiss.
The kiss.
They did.
There you go. I thought just when he like flushed his abs, because like, don't pat me down.
We don't need an intimacy coordinator for the boner.
Yeah. I appreciate that joke. Ha ha ha. Comedy.
Ian?
Bonerific 69.
Hey.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. Nice. Nice.
At least he leans
So
into it.
hold on. I was gonna say, Ben makes a boner joke, and then you go, oh my God, insert fake laughter. The very next thing you say is bonerific 69. Hell yeah. Sex. Am I right, bros? Like, come on.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
How about fuck off?
I have to agree with Tom. Like, come on.
Yeah, it was his username. Come on.
I know it was his username, but like, come on.
It's how you said it, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, you're the
Yeah.
mature one here.
I'm
Like,
not the mature one.
Yeah, Ian. I
Yeah.
thought you'd know better.
You're not the teen, okay? Yo.
I'm definitely not the teen. Yeah, it was good. I like Evan Peters. He was fucked up. There's nothing else to say about it. You've said everything. Evan Peters is great. That's
Awesome.
it. I don't really agree. I didn't really see the shoddy CGI in that.
Same.
I
I thought that you're gonna say the hex, because I think the hex retracting was the most like disturbingly fake shit that they put in there. I was like, that.
well, that too. But like, I gave that one a
didn't
bit
see
of a
that.
pass. Oh, I noticed it like when they started like coming together and like he turned around. And for the entire rest of that scene, I just kept noticing the background. I'm like, this doesn't. It looked okay, but it just seemed off. And the more I looked at it, the more off it became.
What a weird place to put in the volume.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah.
You can't find
Maybe they didn't have money to go to a garage. Like, come on.
They couldn't afford
Surely
to
it's
go to
more
a
expensive
garage.
for the volume than a garage.
Guys, there's like 3 flights of stairs.
Oh my
You can't
god.
carry all this camera stuff up. I think
Yeah.
maybe because I just stared at it and like you look off. It might.
Or
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it's because you're still a bit sick and you're just hallucinating things.
Maybe
that could be true as well.
There you go.
But
Or you just ate one of those funny brownies again.
true. Like they were put out last night. And I was like, oh, brownie, and then I don't know what the fuck's in there.
There you go.
Mm.
Anything can happen.
Could be
What
the
did you think of
marijuana.
What did you think of the scene when Vision showed up?
Come again for Big Budge?
With the what?
Yeah.
Did that happen? Did I miss something?
Did you eat from the brownie? Or what?
Oh, I get the bit. I get the bit.
Yeah,
you get the bit.
You got it.
I've missed the bit. I've missed to make it funny, but I get what you're going for. Like,
There you go. I tried. You're just too slow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
The only thing I want to bring up about this
Yes.
section is
Yes, do it. Like, come on, do it.
Thanks, Ilya. I'm getting to my point. I'm getting to my point. Thanks. I'm just I'm cracking on.
Yo.
I think. Oh Jesus! It's gone. It's gone to hell. It's fucking gone to hell. Have we all been on the brownies? How?
Go on, Ian. Tell us. What did you think?
The Gen timeline doesn't quite make sense to me. I don't think. For like, I don't know. I'm getting picky, and I've been picky in the past with like inconsistencies, and but I'm getting really picky with this. But the Jen being on her Insta or video, being not in a care in a world, trying to sell her beauty stuff, and then 2 days later that she's under some cloud of legal issues and bad press doesn't quite make sense to me. Because in the second episode, there's bad press and Billy uses it to like almost blackmail her into coming to the Witch's Road. But 2 days before that, when he's with his boyfriend looking at her videos, it's like there's nothing going wrong.
Have you seen the internet? Like, it can happen literally overnight that you get bad press and then suddenly it's like all gone to shit. And just because she got bad press doesn't mean that she can't upload like a video, or they couldn't check like previous like week before video where she was talking about her products. So that's nitpicking, Ian. I'm sorry.
I know.
Okay.
Whoops, Jen's trying to sell cosmetics to 10-year-olds. Better cancel her.
What 10-year-olds?
But 10-year-olds are like already all over the fucking drugstores buying everything. Like, just today I bumped into a bunch of them and accidentally kicked them. No, I didn't.
What?
Nice recovery. Because I was going to agree with you how I can see how it can be very nitpicky, because unless they showed the date, like on like the video published, like to try and they didn't. Okay.
No, well, they didn't show it on the news article that Billy showed to Jen to try and get her to join the Witches Road. So even if they did on the video, then they wouldn't.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you're just nitpicking.
I think it's just a continuity thing they probably didn't care too much about, because they just thought it's just a throwaway thing.
Jen was the most throwaway person in this whole timeline.
That's true. That's true.
Also, they played the Witches Road song again on an actual vinyl. The fact that he had the actual vinyl means that was probably owned by William, I would imagine.
I mean, 3 years passed, so like Billy could have got that.
Yeah.
After Ralph Bohner, he went back to
the house.
The house
And did some research. The thing that I want to point out was that they made out that Agatha was the Jolene from the Dolly Parton songs. Like in the news clipping, who went Jolene gets slapped by Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Like, that's Agatha. Okay.
That's Agatha. Yeah.
It was Agatha all along.
Yeah, in Jolene.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
Please don't take him just because you can.
I take back making a new band.
Yeah,
I'm taking it back now.
Okay.
And anyway, so yes, we get to Agatha sings and connecting what we seen in the first episodes and what actually went down with Billy, and it turns out that he was just clumsy, and that's how Agatha caught up with him in the very first scene. Very relatable, by the way. I am very clumsy as well. I would just knock over stuff or just hit my head on something or accidentally punch myself in the face or something like that. Like that's
or hit your funny bone.
Or hit my funny bone.
Your funny bone, yeah.
I've been scared of that ever since then.
Teen Agatha has got him in her living room, and her gun is a hose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh?
And her acting gets considerably worse than what we saw in the episode.
That's true.
I did just to jump into my foot. Jumping straight away.
Go, Tom, go.
I liked how if you compare this one to the first episode, like nothing Billy says matches up to what Agatha like thinks he says. Like he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Can we have a talk?" But then, like in episode 1, it's like insults and everything. It's just like, and like how Billy's just so confused. Like, the fuck's this bitch? Is what? and it's like until the very end where he's like starts saying the spell stuff or says the Witch's Road. It's like, oh, you heard that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like even I liked that part. Like seeing the real world perspective on it.
It was a very interesting spin. I really enjoyed that.
And as Ben said, I like the overacting on Catherine Hayes' part, where it just became bad because that was the point. I
think we can safely say now and confirm it that was the direction that they wanted to go in, and it was on purpose, which is very much calming my oversensitive nerves about the whole acting thing. I'm like, okay, I can accept it now.
It felt a bit weird in episode 1, but here when you realize the full context, like, oh, okay, no, this makes sense.
Exactly.
Now.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this scene actually. But yeah, the entire thing was just so well done, honestly. Like how we got to see the other side of things. That felt like just, I wouldn't say out of place in the first episode, but they just felt like
weird.
Yeah. And now it all makes sense. It was very nice. Very nice. And then, yes, that's where we get the I don't want to go back to the closet. But
I don't want to go back to the closet.
That was, I literally just laughed out so loud. I was like, Jesus.
Tom Cruise locked himself in my closet and he won't come out.
Mr. Cruz? Mr. Cruz, come out of the closet.
Okay.
Y'all need Jesus.
Yeah, that was good. I will also say here that I really appreciated the whole very tiny interaction with the parents when Billy comes home, or William at that point. And they're asking about the boyfriend, and they are just, they are even disappointed that he's not gonna come, and they prepared food, his favorite food for him and whatnot. And I was like, this is lovely. Yes, I absolutely adore that. Like such a sweet moment, and it's a tiny. Once again, it's a tiny moment, but it's just gonna stay with me for a long time, I think, because it was very nice. But then we get to the present where we left off the previous episode. Agatha is coming out of the mud, looking nasty as shit.
Swamp bag.
And then the whole conversation with Billy happens on when Agatha realized that it was Billy and all that sort of stuff. And I found this thing very interesting for many reasons. But first, I want to hear your thoughts on it. So we're gonna start with Ben this time.
Okay, so this entire situation, Agatha just immediately starts acting like Wanda, like through the entire thing. Like you can see that her mannerisms and the way that her face moves and stuff, even though she's like covered in muck and stuff, she's talking to him as if she's like playing Elizabeth Olsen throughout this entire thing. I don't know if you guys got that, because I really felt like she was trying to take off how Wanda talks throughout this entire conversation.
I think that's a very big stretch.
Yeah, I took it as that she just dropped her facade of being nice.
Yeah.
This is just like from episode once she met the teen up until now, she was like oh yeah, I care about people, but now she's basically what she was at the end of WandaVision, of just like fuck it, you know it, I know it.
Yeah,
I'll kill you if I want. I don't really give a shit. I want power.
I mean, yeah, sort of, but at the same time, she's like, "Oh, this is how witches survive, and that just means you're a great witch." It's like, why are you bringing this up? why is this coming from?
Well, that's what she said. A similar thing to Wanda in WandaVision, of sort of like witches have survived, blah blah blah, and that same sort of like cadence and how she was delivering stuff. It was very similar to when she first was talking to Wanda about witchy stuff. So I think it's. Whilst I agree that with Lily and stuff that it's a stretch, I would say it's more just her dropping the mask, dropping the facade, and being like, okay, I don't need to play anymore.
Yeah,
let's just get shit done now.
I don't know. I felt like she was putting on another act for some reason, but it was a lot more different. And like I said, I thought she was taking off Wanda Maximoff for a bit. But
Wanda wouldn't be talking like this to Billy. That's the thing. Like,
she'd be more maternal.
Yeah.
I just meant it's all like the mannerisms and the way her face looked and the way that she was like gesturing as through her body.
I don't know.
Like it wasn't coming out like fully, but I felt like it was there.
She was also covered in mud, which may have hindered her movements and obscured her face a little bit.
I don't disagree with Ben in terms of. I do think there's some sort of act going on there, but I don't think it's Wanda act. She is hamming up her villain side now that she knows who he is, because Wanda's her rival. Like at the end of the day, she trapped Agatha in her own body for 3 years, and she doesn't like that. And she's also had a past with Billy, which. If Billy remembered that time, then she's just playing the act for what Billy remembers, and that makes sense. I don't think that she is being truthful. I think she's probably been more truthful in the past Witches Road episodes than she was in that instance when she had a bit of a softer side for her. Because if she had an inkling that he was Billy Maximoff from the start, she was still being fairly maternal with him anyway and trying to save him.
See, that's why I'm thinking, because like that's sort of out of character for her, which is why I think there's some other sort of force pushing her into certain actions. Like I think it's very small, and I think it's a little bit difficult to see, but I think it does happen every now and again, which is why I think there's some sort of influence. It could even be from that pendant that's round her neck, because
But that's her own pendant.
well,
yeah, it was revealed that was hers.
Yeah.
I know, but what was in it again? Was it some hair?
I think it was probably something to do with either Rio or a son, and I can't remember.
Nick,
which.
yeah, Nick's. It was probably Nick's hair.
Yeah.
So,
I just know that they keep on putting a lot of camera focus on that pendant, which means it's going to have some sort of relevance in the future.
Well, Billy used it.
Shit! Oh shit! Hold on.
Go on.
Hold on. We heard Nick scratch his name so many times at this point, and everyone is trying to figure out what's happening. I think Tommy is gonna be Nick Scratch. Yeah, like if Billy was able to take over William's body.
Yeah.
Who says that something didn't happen with Nick Scratch and Tommy is in there?
Nick would have been dead.
Long dead.
Long before Tommy.
But is he dead?
Well, we
don't know.
Probably not.
We don't know.
I think it's more likely that Tommy's the bunny.
But who says the bunny isn't Nick?
It could be.
I don't think that's the case, because I think with my understanding of the whole soul into new body is it has to be sort of right in the moment. Like the body has to die, and then within a few seconds has to be taken over. So I think in the case of Nicholas Scratch, who presumably died yonks ago, I think
maybe
is not gonna happen. Is not happen unless they did a thing where if Billy was in the present day, Tommy's soul was thrown into the past through timey-wimey junk.
I don't believe witches have time travel.
Ooh,
they could.
Interesting.
They could.
Just before this, was it confirmation that Billy is Blackheart on Lily's list as well?
That hasn't been confirmed.
Again,
because of the message from the boyfriend saying "You're my Blackheart."
Eddie said, "You're my Blackheart."
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry,
right.
I suddenly I couldn't get what you were. Yeah. Yes.
Not
I think it's still
Blackheart. The Blackheart on Lily's list. Yeah.
I will also just say, the in WandaVision, yes, to some extent, she used the kids, but she never heard the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the whole even if she realized it sooner that it was Billy that was with them, I think it came more from that she might actually like those kids, Tommy and Billy, and that's why she was a bit more protective throughout the first few episodes with him, and maybe because it is a little bit implied that there is still a little bit of good in her, and maybe she feels bad about what happened. Who knows? That's again, it's a stretch, but I think the whole being more kind to the teen and whatnot, that comes from that. Then maybe she realized it pretty quickly that okay, there's something at play here. But that's the ending of the episode where it is revealed that Billy is trying to figure out where Tommy is, and that he doesn't really want power. He just wants to find his brother. That's when I was like, shit, maybe we're losing the whole Wanda plot. But again, I can't.
But
believe.
if Wanda was pulling the strings, wouldn't she want the twins to find each other again?
Yeah, exactly. That's my thought as well.
The Witch's Road gives you what you're missing. It doesn't necessarily give you what you think you're missing as well.
True. We'll see. There's still 3 more episodes to go, so we're gonna find out. And we're gonna go and rate the episode. So transition. All right, let's rate this episode. We're gonna start with Shut Up, Tom.
It's weird for me because whilst there's the stuff I've enjoyed in this episode and previous ones, something about this show just isn't fully clicking for me. I'm not going, yeah, I love it or something like that, and I'm not getting super excited for each episode. I'm just more like, oh, okay, this happened. Next episode, that's neat, and I was hoping that would have changed by this point, but it just still hasn't. Based off this episode as well, if I wasn't doing this, I probably wouldn't be watching week to week. I'd probably be waiting for a binge at the end. Not to say this episode was bad; it was still decent, still good, still had some good moments. I like all the connective tissue they're sort of weaving together, and I'm enjoying that. It's just there's something that I can't really explain. That's just not. It's not doing it for me just yet. So, all that said, like give it 7.5 because I liked Boner. I liked Boner jokes.
Okay.
Boner family reunion. Picture tent.
That was a funny shirt.
That was a shit.
Yeah.
Oh, because picture tent. Oh, fuck. I just
You
got the
only
picture
just got that.
Yeah.
I
watched it at 10 o'clock last night and I was sick. Shut the fuck up.
How dare you tell anybody to shut up, Tom?
Exactly.
That is so
Shut
rude.
up, Tom.
That is so
How dare
fucking
you?
rude, Tom.
How could you do that?
We found Tommy! Yay!
What about this? Close your mouth hole, you British man.
Fuck. I'm put in my place. I am put in my place.
You British man.
Damn!
It's like a very posh.
That was a sick burn, bro.
Sick burn, bro. I'm here with the children. I know all the common insults. Yeah.
Yo, bro. Well done.
Thank you,
Ken,
bro.
how would you rate this episode, yo?
I would think this episode gets an 8 out of 10 for me. It is a flashback episode, so while it does provide context, there isn't anything much new coming along. There wasn't some sort of it. It's like lore episodes are nice, but the excitement factor is kind of gone for like progressing the story. So I can't really give it a 9. I can give it an 8. It was very entertaining and it had a lot of decent jokes, but it was more of a framing device, which is okay, but it's not one of the standout episodes. Unless you pair it with the one before it, then they both together would be a standout. So this on its own gets an 8 for me.
Standard flashback episode. Enjoyed it, but I knew it was coming. It's probably a 7 for me, to be honest. Which I think I'm probably only knocking it down because the last one was so hype, and I can see your face. You don't need to point at it. Like it's really angry at me for giving it a 7. It was enjoyable. It was a good episode. I feel less hype about this episode because we all knew it was Billy at the end of the last episode. I don't know if we got much more new information from this episode.
Of course we did. What the fuck?
That Lilia did the sigil.
And how Billy came along and whatnot. How we didn't know.
We don't have a clue how Billy's come along. We know that somehow he got out of the hex, which in WandaVision was not supposed to be able to get out of the hex. He's traveled outside of the hex to possess a dead body, and that's not answered how the hell he's done that.
Well, his body wasn't real, but his mind was.
You don't need answers for every
he wasn't
single
supposed
little
to be
thing.
able to get out of the hex.
Of course it was.
Like the whole thing was, if he traveled outside of the hex, he was going to die in WandaVision. So that's it. He shouldn't have been able to escape that.
That was just a guess that they would die if they get out of the hex.
Do you think
they didn't know?
Do you think Lydia's sigil provided the magic to be able to form a bridge?
No. I enjoyed it. Lily. I just don't think it was an amazing episode.
You guys don't know how precious it is to have slow build up and built out episodes, and it doesn't have to be always excitement.
I'd love a slow episode.
It gets tiring, and this was so good, so well done. It's a 9.5, bitches.
Go for it! I'm so happy for you that you loved it, but
drop. I don't have a microphone that I can drop.
I'm surprised you're not giving it a 10 out of 10. Hi guys.
That sounds like a South Park joke. I give it a teeny.
Jeez. I was happy for the longer screen time. today. I liked that we got a 45-minute episode rather than the 25 from last week. I like a slower episode. Just don't know if we needed a slower episode to be the flashback episode where it's just filling in the gaps for the things we already know. Thanks. Crack on. Wow.
You British man.
British fucking man. That's what I am.
Man. That's what you are.
Like, I wasn't expecting for every episode to be like all excitement. It's just like I agree with Ian. Like, it just didn't feel as investing. It just because it was flashback and maybe not in that part. I don't know if he feels it wasn't as in that either. But just sort of like, yes, it was just filling in gaps. There was cool things, but like it was all right.
You Australian man.
Oh, thank you. I am that.
I just want to bring up one thing that is not to do with the show.
Oh, Jesus.
I have been playing Marvel Puzzle Quest for a very long time.
Oh, God.
Very long time. It's one of those phone games which takes like 15-20 minutes of your time every day, but I'm addicted, and it's been like 10 years.
It happens.
And today they dropped Mephisto as a new character in it. And the last two drops before that have been Agatha and Headpool from Deadpool.
So Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, so like they usually drop something newsworthy. It could also be a very red herring.
No, dude, Mephisto wasn't a Funko Pop. We're fine.
But also, he's not going to show up in the last 3 episodes when there was no signs of him at all.
We had a mention.
That's it.
We did.
Do you have a promo code for Marvel Puzzle Quest that you can use to shill?
Sorry.
Fortnite code.
Download today to get 3 free characters that are level 5 and above.
Check out this refrigerator! Only $200! What about this microwave? Only $100! That's fair! I'm Anson My Ice Johnson!
That's too much. You can have level 2 and that's it.
Okay. Promo code Ian is British to get two free 2-star characters today, plus 5,000 gold. I don't know what the currency is.
5,000 gold's a lot. Don't. I can't afford that.
You gotta give me something here.
What's the bets on Mephisto showing up in Agatha All Along then?
I still think it's very unlikely. I still think it's very unlikely.
It's very unlikely. I would be surprised if they pulled him out of nowhere, basically. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm still on that boat where I'm like, nah.
I think it'd be more likely to turn up in a Spider-Man movie.
Anyway, this was us talking about Agatha All Along. The whole crew was back. Shut Up Tom was here, so everything went back to normal. And I'm Lily, but might be Billy, as we find out, and I have a K as well, so might be Kaplan. I don't know. And we're gonna be back next week, and then the week after, and that's gonna be. We have 2 more episodes left where you're gonna see our lovely faces. I know it's 3, but we're gonna be back 2 times because the last 2 is coming out together.
I realized that at the end. Yeah.
Okay, good. And don't forget to subscribe until then. Leave us a comment because we like reading comments. What's happening? What was that?
I thought we were saying bye.
Oh, I'm not there yet. Hold on. I thought you were like heading up, like, I want to say something.
Teacher, can I go to the toilet, please?
No. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment and like and share and do all that fun stuff. Go to couchsoup.com to read our fun little articles. And we're going to be back next week and we're going to talk shit again because we're funny and great and and yeah. Take care and watch movies and watch TV and do all that fun stuff. Okay, bye.
Bye. Don't piss your pants back.
Damn it. We're really ending on that. good?
ASMR.
It's ASMR. It's for the podcast listeners now.
This is pretty creepy.
I know.
Let's stop it, please.
Ah!
Ah! I swear I didn't. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I'm just stupid.
We know.
Thank you.